Move on to the wei hour, which is 1 to 3 p.m. And this is when the small intestine is most active. Now, heart and small intestine, they are husband and wife. That's what I mentioned, right? Heart and husband and wife, they must operate at a similar frequency. If one is not sync, there'll be imbalance, straight away imbalance. That means sickness will creep in, like constipation, diarrhea, whatever you have. There are more things. Later, let's say we have chance, I can bring up a few examples. So what does the small intestine do? It's not just about digestion. In TCM, it plays a crucial role in separating the pure from the impure. Remember, we eat whatever we eat, right? GMO food, the spider-coated corn, whatsoever, and then plastics. We also eat plastics. Okay, so we eat a lot of rubbish things. And we need someone inside to do the job of separating the pure from the impure. Pure, you absorb. The impure, you try to purge out. Now, the thing about purging out the impure is that sometimes it's so hard for the body system to purge out the impure. Remember last week, I think someone asked me about taking Western medicine. And I say taking Western medicine has one little problem, is that because according to Hdnj, whatever thing that you put into your body system, make sure that it won't stay there for long. Make sure that your body system is able to push it out by natural attrition. If you can't, that means you let that substance stay inside the body system, it's going to cause a lot of damage to your body and your wellness. And it happened that Western drugs like Panadol, example, or equivalent, they tend to leave behind residual, and it's very hard for the system to go and remove the impure. That is the biggest problem we have here today. Let's look deeper into the role of the small intestine. You can think of the small intestine like a tax officer, income tax officer. That's like someone working in the income tax department. It collects the essence, the most refined part of what we eat, but it doesn't get to keep it. So income tax department don't get to keep our income tax. It goes to the government. So it doesn't get to keep it. So same with small intestine. Instead, this small intestine have to turn over all the nutrients or all the money or the tax revenue to the body. I mean the government. The small intestine absorbs the essence from the food processed by the stomach, then delivers it to the heart and other organs. This function in Chinese is called 化物出烟. Basically means absorb and then distribute. So next time you think about digestion, remember the small intestine is not just working hard, it's serving the whole nation of your body with fairness and precision. Now, some of you may be quietly asking, isn't this function the same as the spleen meridian? Spleen meridian is also about transportation and distribution, right? Okay, so if you are, then I would say excellent questions, because I've been asking myself this question too when I first started learning Hdnj. And then let's get to the heart of how Hdnj differentiates spleen and small intestine, even though both are involved in digestion and distribution of nutrients. Now, spleen, the role is the transporter and the transformer. Spleen. Okay, so I'm talking about this part here, spleen. So the role of the spleen is like a transporter and a transformer. And the main function is to extract the essence. Chinese call 骨气. 五谷杂粮那个五谷那谷骨气. Okay, so it's the essence from the food and the drink after the stomach breaks it down. So you still need the stomach to break it down first. And once the stomach break it down, then you will pass over to small intestine and the spleen. Okay, so what the spleen do at this point is it will just extract the essence and then transport this essence upward to the lung, where it's combined with the air that we breathe in to form 中气, called gathering qi. Never mind about all these specialized terms. That's called it qi, okay? Qi that we need to survive. And then after that, distribute the nutrients to the muscle and the limbs, especially the flesh. That's where, people always say, right? Oh, you're so skinny, like me, I'm so skinny, must eat more to grow your muscle and to grow your flesh. So that's what the spleen is trying to do, okay? To extract out essence, distribute to the muscles and the limbs and also the flesh. So the key concept here for the spleen is responsible for the initial conversion and upward transport of the essence, the initial part. Why? Because after stomach meridian timing, it's a spleen timing already. So spleen has the chance to do the initial conversion. Then come to small intestine. The role is the sorter and the distributor. Main function, receive the digested food from the stomach and then start to separate the clear, that means the pure, from the impure. Then the pure part will be sent to the spleen again, to be absorbed one more time. And then the impure part will be sent to the large intestine and the bladder for excretion. Now, this is just a very brief, I think simple to understand differentiation between the spleen and small intestine, but by and large, both are doing almost similar works. So since 1 to 3 p.m. is governed by the small intestine, here's the key time for nutrient absorption. And that's why lunch is so important. In fact, not only lunch, breakfast is also important. Why? Because after breakfast, right, stomach and spleen will need to go and digest, right? And then extract out. Okay. And then lunch, so that your small intestine got something to work on. So eating well doesn't just mean expensive food or rich flavors. It means choosing foods that are nutritious, flavorful, easy for you to digest, and more importantly, foods that your body really needs. Not GMO, not trans fat, okay, not refined food, and definitely not cold beverages. So because no matter how healthy the food is, if your body can't absorb it, it turns into internal waste. And worse, your body has to spend even more energy clearing it out, which even weakens your vitality. Can you imagine you buy one big chunk of sofa and this sofa cannot work and then become an internal waste? And not only that, it's going to take up space in your house. And then you have to find someone, spend some money to get someone to dispose the sofa for you that you just bought. So it weakens your wallet also, right? So same theory here. So what's the golden rule? Eat according to your digestive and absorption capacity and eat real whole food. Real whole food, I covered that last week, so I won't be covering that anymore here. So this is a true wisdom of Chinese medicine. In Hdnj, like I mentioned, heart and small intestine are interior, exterior pair. They mean husband and wife pair. So if one has a problem, the other one is affected too. That's like in a family. If the wife is emotionally stressed, the husband will feel the pressure and may act out in unhealthy ways. So when we treat heart-related issues like anxiety, like restlessness, insomnia, we often check the small intestine too. Because in Hdnj, health is not just about isolated organs. I think I've shown you plentiful examples. It's about relationships between them. The heart is the emperor. Okay, so if you want to give it a role, the heart can be known as the emperor. It doesn't get attacked directly by the evil qi. That means heart should never fall ill. And it's very hard to fall ill. Right? Just like king. You want to assassinate the king. Very difficult. Why? Because there are layers and layers of protection. They mean bodyguards. So it's very hard to attack or assassinate the king. So same with our heart. And like the emperor, right? Our heart also have layer of protection. And that one is called the heart pericardium, which I will talk about it later on. Right? So before you want to assassinate this heart, you must first bring down the pericardium first, because the pericardium is the bodyguard. Okay, so the heart here have to stay protected, and he has to stay in charge, quietly managing the whole system. So when something is wrong with the heart, the first sign may appear in the small intestine, because husband and wife meridian between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., or when the small intestine is most active. Now, I said this sentence here, which means it's important. Okay, do take note when you feel something is wrong with yourself. Note the timing. I repeat, note the timing. If that timing, if let's say it has been a recurring kind of discomfort, and you always show up in the similar time hour block, take note. It tells you something. It's actually shouting for help already. Example, some patient may say, I feel chest tightness, palpitations every day around 2 p.m. But go for checkup, doctor say the heart is okay. In these cases, the small intestine meridian is actually ringing the bell, ringing the alarm. It's young. Okay, small intestine is young and it's sensitive. It can detect early problem in the heart even before doctor's test can pick up. So if you feel uncomfortable around this time, don't ignore it. Check the timing, monitor the timing. It could be an early sign that your heart needs care, needs protection, even if is even if the heart has not failed yet, but it's actually sending out signal, I need help already. Okay, we are done with that small intestine.